You're watching BionicDance. Don't run on automatic, instead, please think.
Hi, I'm Ben Kissling and I'm running for state representative in District 65, which is the Louisville and Carrollton area.
My goodness, is this guy Dullsville? He makes Ben Carson seem like a party animal on speed. Would you vote for this guy? Seriously. Let's do this. Greetings, fellow space travelers. BionicDance here. Here in the United States, there are elections coming up later this year, and apparently this Ben Kissling guy is running in one of them in Texas. He doesn't hold the office yet. He's challenging the incumbent, and part of his platform is awfully darn un-American, though I'm sure he doesn't think so.
In my last video, I compared Obamacare with public education. And I'd like to talk a little bit more about religious liberty in schools.
Whenever someone says religious liberty, you know what they really mean is my religion's dominance over everybody else's. They don't seem to understand the concept that religious liberty means nobody's religion gets stomped on or imposed upon anybody else.
When we kicked God out of schools, we created a space. That space is not nothing. There is something there.
Yeah, they call it education.
And kids spend 6 to 8 hours a day, 9 months out of the year, 12 to 13 years out of their life, and more if they go to college, in that space. This space is not neutral. It is not a place where unbiased teachers teach unbiased opinions. It is not a safe place where kids can learn free from the influence of outside ideology.
Outside ideology? Outside of what, I have to ask? I wasn't able to find Benny's religion online, but I did find this endorsement of Ted Cruz, who is about as Christian as you can get without having someone nail you to a tree. So I think it's a safe bet that our boy here is Christian also. And that makes it a pretty safe bet that it's influences from outside Christianity that make him so uncomfortable. However, religious liberty applies to everybody: Jews, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, Wiccans, even Scientologists. And atheists. They all have a right to be free of outside influences, and that includes Christianity. And yet, this does not mean that teachers can edit their classes to leave out the tidbits that our candidate here finds so scary. Those outside influences he wants censored exist in the world, and the world is something about which schools must teach. And if your Christian kid happens to find some other religion compelling, keep in mind that it could work in reverse, and some kid might abandon their current religion for yours. But nobody gets to use school as an indoctrination center, nor do they get to play Big Brother and edit the information they don't like. If you really care about religious liberty, you'll care about everybody's religious liberty and not just your own.
Folks, the word atheism literally means without God, or not God. And any place that is without God is by definition atheist.
This is about the only thing the guy says that I agree with. At least he's not one of those who insist that atheists have to explicitly state that God does not exist in order for the word to be accurate. However, a much more appropriate description in this instance would be secular, the difference being largely semantic, true, but where atheistic may include assertions that God does not exist, secular just means unconnected to religion, which is what schools are supposed to be, assuming, of course, that you value freedom of religion, which must include freedom from religion, since otherwise permission has been given to force a religion, any religion, on others.
But public schools are not just atheist. They are enforced by the government. God is kept out by force through the government. That means it's established.
It's enforced by the government in order to preserve religious liberty by not having students indoctrinated. If you're trying to claim that the government is making kids into atheists by not having God in schools, you're wrong. For that to be the case, the kids would have to be told that their God, that all gods, do not exist. And that's not what happens. The government has not established atheism as a religion, nor any other religion as that of the country, which is as it should be. Let's suppose we bring God back into the classroom, and it's Allah. Think that would make old Benjamin's panties unwad? Or do you think that would keep him cranky?
And folks, we are not in danger of establishing a church in these United States. What we already actually have is established atheism.
Even as an atheist, I don't want that. Even as someone who wishes everybody ditched religion today, I don't want that. Why? Because I care about the values on which the United States was founded, and one of those is freedom of religion. You can believe in God and worship however you like, and your kids can do it in school if they want to, say grace before lunch or whatever. But what you can't have is teachers teaching kids to be one religion or another, because I value religious liberty. I believe in everyone's right to follow their own religion, or none at all, however they wish, just as long as they're not stomping on anybody else's toes with it. And that is an American value, one which you, Ben Kissling, seem to not understand, in which you do not believe. And that's all I have to say about that. If you don't like what I'm saying, there's a good chance you're the reason I'm saying it.